Good morning, all of you. I'll continue with the current LCT numericals. What all I gave yesterday DBP. From that, I just picked a few set of numericals. We'll try to work out then. If time left out, I'll go for infinite ladder circuits. If the infinite mesh is there, that one. We'll see. I picked up around 18 questions. We'll try to wind up them. All these are based on circuit problems. Okay, he has given potential difference VAB. So once you know potential difference VAB, can you calculate the current in that branch? So what is the current in that branch? Called I1. This I1 will be is equal to VAB by 12. VAB is how much? 4 by 12, 1 by 3. Okay, once you know I1 and okay, call this is C. The potential drop across VAC should be equal to 6 ohm or sorry, should be across that of 6 ohm. So therefore, what is the current in this branch? Let it be I2. I2 should be equal to VAC by 6. What is VAC? 12 plus 6 into 1 by 3 by 6. 1 ampere. Current here I2 will be 1 ampere. I think I'll change the direction of. Oh, we'll have. So VAC, we got it. Fine. After getting I1 and I2, so that much of current has to flow here. This is the current. So find the EMF of the battery. That EMF I have to determine. Okay, now this, look at this 4 ohm, 4 ohm. If the equivalent circuit of this 6 ohm, 12 plus 6, this will be 18. Then this will be, this 1 and 3 are in series. Effect will be 4. 4 in parallel with 4 will be 2 ohm. 5 ohm, this is 2 ohm. And we know this total current, 1 ampere. Sorry, 1 plus 1, 4 by 3 ampere. I think you can work out now, 4 by 3. So this particular, we know we have to calculate this potential difference Vxy. So here 4 by 3 is there. So calculate the potential difference. So this is the point C we took it. Vxc should be equal to Vxy. So Vx minus 4 by 3 into 2 minus VAC. This point is A, no? VAC is equal to 6 volt it is. Eight by 3 plus 6. 6 3 are 24, 24 is 32 by 3 volt. Okay, now Vxc is equal to Vx5. So write potential difference Vxy minus C minus 5 into 4 by 3 minus V by 0. So all this will get expression for E. 32 by 3. This should be positive because the current will flow. So this should be equal to E minus, I think it should be here only.
Getting difference
Vxy we need. It should be different. We needed E, no? Why I'm writing like this? Vxy plus 20 by 3. $52 by 3. Is it okay? Check once calculation.
I got 46 by 3.
Even I got 46 by 3. Sure.
Okay, I'll do one thing. Somewhere I have to check the calculation.
Sure.
Uh,
We have
Sir,
I1 and I2.
Vxy is coming as 26 by 3, sir, not 32 by 3.
I'll do one thing. Just let me verify things. I2, I1 and I2, okay, no?
Only that VXY, sir.
Which one?
Vxy, sir, you calculate Vxy equal to Vxc.
Oh, this Vx. Okay, here I think there's a problem with it, no? I had to subtract here. Yeah. Vxy has to be calculated. Vxc is equal to Vxa plus Vac. Vxc is equal to, oh, I directly calculated, no? Correct, no, it is.
Correct, sir. Addition is wrong. 26 by 3.
3
by 3 plus 6 is
3
26
6 is 18. 3 6 is 18, 18, 26 by 3. Okay, this is correct. 26 by 3. So here 26 by 3 will come. Check it, no? These are very important. I think you'll get around 2 minutes time in advance. Also, possibility is there just based on applying KCL, KVL, whatever be that. You should not go for any nodal analysis. Am I right? I think some students will get fascinated by the nodal analysis. Only if a necessity comes, go for it. And you check the advanced paper. We don't have any questions on nodal analysis. I'm making things clear. Tomorrow we'll focus few problems on that also. That is, but advanced till now what they asked is only KCL, KVL. The only 2 loops, not even 3 loops. Nodal analysis, if you know, good. But very simple cases definitely will come in exam. Not something very complicated. How long would it take? Okay, this is the I1 is 1.000. So how many zeros are there? Okay, 5 zeros, that one. So this is the I1. This is I2. So this is sphere of radius r 0.1 meter. So how much of time it will take for it to acquire that much of potential? V equal to KQ by R directly. So this Q is equal to VR by K. So what is the net current? I1 minus I2 is what delta I, know? I think this will be 2 microampere delta I. Then what is this time taken? How you define delta I? Delta I is equal to Q by T. This delta T is what is asking. So delta T is equal to Q by delta I. What is Q? VR K delta T. Oh. Substituting all these values, no, we'll get the required answer.
5 milliseconds.
How much?
5
5 milliseconds.
5 milliseconds. Very important. Please be careful. Very, very important. In exams, the ideas are very important. Now, okay, cool mind. In exams, something we start thinking very big. Especially if such question comes in advance, no, we'll start thinking big. What are the things like, sir, how current will flow? What students will do? They'll assume a strip. I don't know what will happen to you in exam. The same thing when we ask this in grand test, no, students could not do better. Most of students, and some students went like they assumed a strip, then they calculated current density. I don't know, and finally they went here and there and next one. Okay, this is a straight conductor. Almost the integer type what I give, no, they're very sharp thinking problem. Within 2 minutes, I'm suggesting you the DPP what I given, especially the integer type, you have to time bound. You should think. Then only what happen that methodology will develop. Otherwise, you do one problem half an hour. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 questions, but 90% of questions are very sharp thinking. Within 2 minutes, you should wind up. Today I picked up few problems. You can see that one. The rest I'm leaving it to student. At least you should work out. You should not ask teacher to solve all. Definitely I'll not. I don't want to help for all questions. Is a wrong way. You'll get a rank in weekend. Final exams not possible. Okay, there's a current density inside. It will be J like this. So there's the area of cross section. So what is asking? Find the value of Z something is asking. So he's asking the specific conductivity. So what is the specific conductivity formula? We have formula J equal to sigma E. It's bringing this value of sigma. I think we made this as E by rho. Sigma is conductivity. Rho is resistivity. So when it comes resistors, no, we do prefer rho. In semiconductors, instead of resistivity, we took conductivity. Both are reciprocal. The reciprocal of conductivity is called as, the reciprocal of resistivity is what happened is conductivity. Getting this one symbol, you should not get, it's not surface charge density again. It's asking that particular sigma. And look at that electric field, it's varying. So how the electric field should be in this direction. So what is the basic definition for current? Current through the, this I should be equal to integral of JDA. So usually if current is there's a basic definition. So I equal to integral of JDA. J is sigma E dA. What is E? E is equal to K into R. What shall I write A?
Dear.
So here I don't have, there I can't show it. This is the radius. Is telling is along the axis. R is the distance from the axis of cylinder. So something is measuring this R like this. So you assume a strip. You assume a strip. Okay, now you have to question me why I wrote I to JD, at least by looking at the diagram. This is a capital R. It's like this. So how much of this DI is here? Total current flowing is I. In this small elemental strip, DI current will flow. How much of current will flow in a radius 0 to capital R is what this one. So now you can question, sir, why you are, there's a thing. If J is everywhere, look at this J now. E bar is different. So what do we expect if E bar is different? J is also different. No, if J is uniform everywhere, then we write J equal to I by A. I think already you know this. In magnetism, you go back there. So here definitely what will happen? The the current in this elemental strip will be how much? Di. So what is the Di? Is what we write integral of J into dA. dA is what? This area. In place of dA, what we should write? 2 pi r dr. So we know value of I. Integrating this, solving for sigma will get the required answer. Sigma, in fact, will come outside 2 pi. Okay, no, solve for sigma. I'll write the answer. You do calculation later on it, just only mathematics. I think it's there in assignment, no?
3.
Theoretical, I think theory, I discussed some theoretical ideas in resistance of a conductor varying with the temperature. There, this particular concept I discussed, once again, I just brought in numerical. We had only theoretical discussion. So what is in general resistance? Rho L by A. So what is this? The idea is like this. The radius of this is R, length is L, and the resistivity. So look at this one. The resistivity is not a constant. Even this, in fact, will vary with the temperature. Anyway, length and area have to change due to thermal expansion. And the resistivity, quotient of resistivity is given. So what is the meaning of this quotient of resistivity? How we have quotient of linear expansion. Similarly, quotient of resistivity also will come. These words, quotient of linear expansion. I think in YDSC, that particular mu we brought it, no? Mu varying with the temperature, d mu by dt. There we give some symbol k is equal to, similarly, resistivity. So anywhere you can bring the idea of like a quantity varying with temperature. Quotient of resistivity, quotient of refractive index. So d mu by dt, like this we define by this. No, the similar ideas here. Now all three are variable. So then what is the resistance? R dash should be equal to rho dash, or let me write this one, rho into 1 plus the value of this is how much? 6 into 10 to the power of minus 3 change in temperature. What is the length? Length will be L into 1 plus 1 into 10 to the power of minus 3 delta T. Area will be A into 1 plus 2 alpha, no? It should be 2 into rho L by A. R dash is equal to, so this should be everything. I think you go for binomial expansion, and if you put everything, it will be 1 plus 6 plus 1 minus 2. Shall I into 10 to the power of minus 3? Yeah? I'm writing in short. Okay, what is this? Binomial expansion of this. Product of these two will be neglected, no? And 1 into 1, 1. So 6 minus 2 will come. And again, the product of these two will be negligible. R into the value of temperature quotient of resistance. So this is what I think we brought it. I don't know what symbol we have brought it. Alpha R. Can you remember? Any symbol? Very important, please do remember. That is very, very important. Answer will be 5. So there's a beam of electrons. Okay, it will strike a surface. I think you look at this afterwards, it's putting some conditions. Yeah. Let's get into the problem now. Find the effective current through any cross section of the electron beam. How to, and you see that falls normally on a flat surface. The electrons are absorbed by the surface and the average pressure. I think better, what is the meaning of this? Any other concept can be related to this. So I'm just giving the basic picture. So the electrons are absorbed. How do it possible? Just put earthing. It's enough. What all that electron beam comes and strikes now will flow to the earth. It's asking how much of current in that one. So here electrons are there. They'll come and strike here. So how you define current? Rate of flow of charge. So let rate of flow charge. So there are n number of particles per second they'll pass. Area of cross section. Design. So shall we write this n into E? So what is that n? Number of electrons striking the surface per unit time. No. So what is the force? So each electron will have certain speed, no? So what is small m? Mass of electron. This is the electron, no? Like this. N number of electrons per second, they'll come and strike, they'll come to rest. What is the change in momentum of electron? Should be mv. Should mv. So therefore, shall we bring a force now? That force F should be equal to dp by dt. So m v minus 0, because they'll come to rest. If the electrons rebound with the same speed, in that case, you are going to write 2 mv. What is the problem? If the electrons strike back, no, again, there's a lot of complications are there. These electrons, they collide, and the collision between the electrons, what happen, will be elastic, and the beam will get scattered. That's why you made a problem very simple. It will get absorbed. So there's a change in momentum. And like this, some n, this is for one electron, like this n number of electrons striking per second. So shall we write n? Don't bring t, because n is number of electrons striking the surface per unit time. So this will be, what is the force now? mv into n. So how to eliminate n? N will be I by E. So then we find the effective current. E has given pressure. Pressure will be F by E.
Sir, Q will be equal to N inertia.
What you are saying?
Net charge will be equal to N into inertia.
is a charge of electron, no? How you define current? Rate of flow of charge.
That is only the charge, no sir, N into E, number of electrons into the charge of electron.
N is number of electrons striking per second. That is correct, no?
Okay, sure.
Huh? Yeah. What is asking now? The find the effective current, no? I is equal to PEA by MB. E the charge, huh? Check the answer later on in the DPP. I'll go for the next idea. You should be very strong in such numericals. So, okay, these are some concepts. See, so some hard thinking is needed. You must have some good idea. But these are techniques. Huh? These questions are based on techniques. Nothing is there. You have, there is no other way. Sir, you can't be like this. Sir, I know Ohm's law, I know KCL, KVL. Even your teacher also knows. But if you give any problem, no, just mere with these ideas, not possible. I must apply things. So that application comes by practicing numerical. These are called the techniques now. The current density, you can divide this in two parts. Core ideas one, then skill-based questions. Skill-based questions will come only when you solve different numericals. Applying KCL, KVL, loop method, Ohm's law, nodal analysis, drawing equivalent diagrams, equipotential, symmetry, all these are different ideas are there. So you have to stress these things. Okay, now the question is very simple. The reading of emitter is same with both switches open as with both closed. Find the value of resistance R. So initially current I1 will flow. Let me take the same diagram. This I1. So this I1 will take a path like this, no? We have to calculate that value of R. So what is I1? I1 should be equal to, looking at this diagram, I1 should be 1.5 by 300 plus 100. Emitter is ideal plus 50. Keep it here now. Now I'm going to close both the switches. No, switches are closed. So this will be shorted, no current will flow. And what all that current now? Yeah. So this total current, let me take I dash, IA, let me give IA symbol like this, and also this total current. This will be the flow of current here. No? So we know IA should be I1. IA should be I1. Getting this one? We know IA should be I1. How you calculate now? So this IA should be equal to main branch current I into resistance okay, so the resistance of other branch by sum of resistance 100 plus R. So this IA should be I1. Substitute this. So what we don't know again the I and R. So how to calculate I? I should be 1.5 by 300 plus 100 by R. Parallel, no? They are 100 R by 100 plus R. IA should be I1. So this will be 1.5. This will be 450 should be equal to I is 1.5 100 plus R by 300, 400 R, 100 plus R get cancels. So solving this will get the required answer. Okay, this next step will be 1.5 by 450. 1.5 also get cancels. 1 by 450 is equal to R by. Solve this, will get the required value of this one. Nothing, I don't think so. Any very big concept is there. A student must have the method, that's all here. Skill better. I said that will come by only practice.
600 ohm.
600 ohm. But you should solve this within 2 minutes. That's what I mean to train you, because that is the main purpose here. Because the time will be limited, either mains or advanced. So keep that 2 minutes as a standard one. Very first, you can't draw, online exams will be writing, you can't draw so many circuit diagrams. Rough paper will be there, already a question. I think online, that is a problem for you. Offline, what will happen? Already there will be one question. On the question, you can do most. Physics, you have to save time. So in exams, minimize diagrams. In exams, you should minimize diagram. That's what I feel. When you practice, okay, draw diagram, understand, but in exams, you should minimize the diagrams here. I think this is some error. Is there high register R should be there here also. If you look at the DPP here, there's no resistance in that, but there should be register here also. Now we have to calculate effective resistance between RAB. Let's put that one. Look at any. There's a short circuit wire is there, no? So what this? We'll take this. No. Okay, have this. Okay, look at this particular, we have to calculate the effective resistance. These are the points. Look at this, there's a short circuited wire is there. Are you noticing that one? So anything parallel to that effective resistance will be 0. So what will happen to this resistance will be shorted. I'm just wanted to show like this. Or this will be shorted, not open, don't remove it. You should replace with a short circuit. Similarly, same thing happens here. What about other thing? Even this resistor also will be shorted. Redraw the circuit and solve the problem. Okay, it will be, no. So there's a point O, let me indicate. There's a point O. The same thing on the other side only R will be there. I'm drawing so that it will be convenient for you. It need not be exactly shaped like this. Okay, they are simple. parallel. So this will be R by 3 in parallel with R. Similarly, on this side, it will be R by 5. So the next set will be in-body value R by 3 parallel to
R by
R.
4 and R by 5.
R by 4 and R
R
by
by 5.
Just to make students scare most of the problems. If the teacher asks really very big calculation bit, then it's a teacher headache. But in advance, you may expect questions of this one. If they really want to test, no, they can ask you. I don't know our weekend exams, what teacher intention is. But final mains advance, yes, they may test you of this one. The moment you see first what happened, definitely what happened, what is the ideas? Is it series parallel, Wheatstone network? Is it any symmetry? Is there any equipotential? Is there anything like a redrawing circuit like shorted, any resistance shorted? These are ideas. See, series parallel. Wheatstone network. Next idea. Other idea is equipotential. Then for like any short or open. Then symmetry. I think these are all different ideas are there. But maximum, if you look at the advanced note till now, till date, I'm telling that not like that. Till date, they just focused only on this one. Hardly we have any questions on these things. But in books, we have plenty of questions on this. So try to balance. Try to balance. So just having a basic idea. Okay, one question, let it come very tough of equivalent networks. Leave it. But the remaining rest all out of 18, 17, you can do better, no? So I suggest you on Friday, you put effort on equivalent circuits. So first you focus on series, parallel, Wheatstone network, post office, meter bridge, ammeter, voltmeter, Ohm's law, KCL, KVL, nodal analysis, that one. On Friday, you just put some effort so that you need not to waste so much of time on these things. Short circuit, open circuit, very easy, no problem. But the symmetry problems, okay, you can give last priority. So let me take this. It's telling Vxy. Okay, let these terminals be X and Y. That Vxy is what 0. So how the current will flow like this. So you take help of polarity, plus, minus, plus, minus. This will be Vxy. So you see, like see, don't make anything guess. Vxy minus C plus IR1 0. So Vxy equal to E minus IR1. This much everyone can write KVL, and is telling this Vxy is 0. This is a given thing. The voltmeter reading, it is 0. So therefore, E equal to IR1. Then okay, this is, let me write Z. Vxy is 0, then Vyz should be equal to the drop across this one. Okay, let's write loop equation. Let me assume EMFs as E plus E. So here the same current I flow, E minus IR. Writing loop equations. What is E is equal to? E should be equal to IR1. So R should be equal to R1 minus R2. I'll draw equivalent. See, I'll draw cells are in series. I'll replace them with equivalent grouping of cells. Then gone. Nobody will help you. So how do I come to know that I should do this? That's what I'm telling you this one. There's no need of grouping of cells concept. Voltmeter reading is there. So what is that VXY? Terminal voltage, no? The voltmeter will read terminal voltage. So some basics, the terminal to is 0, like this. So all this based on KVL, no?
Sir, can you scroll up one, sir?
Okay, my dear. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
Okay, read the question, no? 1 minute you should take to solve this one. No? Non-linear conductor. Where do you come across the word non-linear device? Please do recollect. Diode, no? V
One.
square. It's like a diode conductor thing. Okay, no problem. Diode also we can call conductor. What is that? So V square, this one. So if you plot this graph, sir, I don't know working of that device. Why you need working of device? So is it curve okay? V square I. V versus I, if I plot it. It's a non-linear device. If it were linear, no, it should have been like this. Huh? B proportional to I, so this is non-linear. And you directly telling, so there is a some V square equal to I. Directly we have relationship. So what is the basically circuit? Circuit will be like this. Huh? This is a E, this is the internal resistance, and it is connected to that particular device. In which current varies with voltage. So what is that V? V is here. Huh? Calculate the current drawn from the cell. Okay, now can we take this as XY, terminal voltage? No. So that Vxy is what we know. So what is Vxy? Vx minus C, current will flow plus positive, negative, positive, negative. Vxy minus C plus IR minus Vy 0. So Vxy is equal to E minus IR. So I'll substitute in this equation 1. Is asking to get expression for I. So E square, I square, R square minus 2 E I R. Value of E 1.4. So only I is unknown. Solving this quadratic equation will get expression for I. Anybody?
One.
I equal to 1.
1 ampere. So I think so. Now see, what is our question? We need not to bother, sir. What about this? Well, can we apply Ohm's law? No. Ohm's law is valid when V is proportional to I. No. Please see that. For nonlinear devices, Ohm's law is not valid. Just be careful. Huh? You may bring one resistor in series. Tell me, like, if I bring one resistor in series, what will be your method? Just let me share some ideas. I'll bring one resistor here. Now, what you are going to do here? KVL, see, KVL is it applicable only for Ohm's law, only for linear devices? You know some idea of diode. KVL is applicable only for linear devices. Nothing to do, no? KVL is nothing but, shall I say, it's another form of energy principle only. KVL. You multiply charge to that KVL equation, what do you get? The energy only. So what is the KVL? It's another form of law of conservation of energy principle there. Not only chemical energy or electrical energy, both, no, because cell can be of any energy. So law of conservation of energy principle, it is KVL. So I can apply KVL, no problem. And across resistor, I can apply Ohm's law, but not across that nonlinear device. You can carry on the Ohm's law as if agree this. So it can be like this, no? Nonlinear device and linear device will be in series. Then you can write equation like this, Vx. So there's a different term, not related to question. So Vx minus V minus IR minus V by 0. Can be, huh? Just be alert. See, already nothing big, no. The internal resistance is, instead of this here, if one more resistor is there, you can going to carry on like this. I'll give 3 minutes timer because cells is there. I'll have water. Huh? Think on this one. Okay, try it. Meanwhile, I'll set the diagram. I made some small changes. Will you justify? I just say that the junction O is what? It's only a physical junction. It's not an electrical junction. It's only a physical junction, not electrical junction. Okay, fine. See, somehow I made a guess. I brought it, but how to justify? It may not be, no. There should be some method. Say I made a guess. Some other students may break up like this. Some other students may break up. What's wrong in thinking in different way? That's all, no. Some other students may break up this. No, who is right, who is wrong? Can happen like this also. Or nothing, sir. It's still a junction. Then omni loops are there. So I think at least we should think different. There's nothing wrong. Think in the first method. The first method. We'll call first method. Second. Third method is what? How many loops are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 6, 7 loops are there. I'll assume loop current I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7. 7 loop currents, 7 linear equations, solve them using matrix. Okay, no problem. We can use matrices. 7 unknown things are there. I'll solve it. Then I'll calculate the current. Then I know current in this loop, this loop. Then the common current in this branch. This branch is common. I'll take the resultant current. Then I'll find out. You can do this. Absolutely, there's no problem. But what type of exam you're writing? 1 hour, 1 question, or 1 hour, 20 questions, 1 hour, 20 questions. So definitely they want you to come with not just what you learned, with acquired skills. If it is given in assignment, okay, you can try that. 7 loops are there, solving all. Okay, no. How come this both 1 and 2 also correct? Or any one is correct? So there's a universal. There's no problem with this. What I told, assume loop current 1, I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, I6, I7. 7 loop currents, solve it. 7 linear equations will come. Take matrices, solve it. You'll get all the loop currents, then calculate current. Absolutely, this anybody, and there's no way you go wrong. Only if mathematically you're wrong, okay, fine. Otherwise, no problem. There's a universal method. Another student, there's a third method of what I showed. Student 1 did like this, student 2 did. 1, 2, 3. 3 methods are there. So among now, who is right, who is wrong? Student 3 is absolutely right. There's no doubt on him. But it will take easily 1 hour. What about 1 and 2? You go for what is a cell? Charge of a cell should be conserved, no? The basic idea of charge of cell should be conserved. What current that enters here, that much should leave. So I'll go for current distribution. You try to see. Current I is given, no? So we'll put current I1 here. I2. I3. The same I2 will come here. I2, I3 will combine and will become I1. I think similarly here also, this I1, I2. They both will combine and this will become I1. And how much of current is entering here? I plus 2I1. That much of current it will leave. Other student also will say, sir, I'll also distribute current. What is there in distributing current here? We can distribute current here also. What is there in this one? So total current here, we'll take I1. Equally, so this will be I by 2, I by 2. I have space only this much. I'm writing like this. And here I1. So how much of current in this region? I1 plus I by 2. Here I1 plus I by 2. And that current will take like this I1. This is I by 2. So how much of current here now? I plus 2I1. No. Anybody, yeah, I'm telling this one, for anybody, this difficulty will arise and we have to justify it, which is right, which is wrong. Both are right, both are wrong. Or one is right, one is wrong. Look at this branch. This branch. So look at this particular thing. This particular branch node is directly connected to cell. Directly connected to cell. See, it is all techniques. Huh? How the rules are made by making observation of different cases. The rules are made. I think you know standards of mathematics. How do we make rules in mathematics here? When you apply that and when they become uniform in all the cases, then it become rule. No, the same thing. So when initially when circuits came, no, the different types of circuits they have worked out applying KCL, KVL, other thing. Then they made some observations. Then when the observations have become common in almost all situations, then they made that as a rule. So there's a branch which is directly connected. You can see that there's a branch. It directly connected to the cell. So a branch which is directly connected to the cell should not get cut, should not be intercepted. So I didn't disturb you. You can see this one. Or you can see that one. Later open on paper. In a lab, no, I'll just connect one ammeter here and here. I'll get the same current. Sir, here also I'm getting same current. You can question in that way also. Then what I do is like, I will connect ammeter here and here. How the direction of current here current is like this, here current is like this. But in the lab, what it will show two ammeters, it will show current in same direction. So they show that the current will not flow like this, will flow like this. Then what they brought is, okay, this is what happening. See, all these are made by after verification. Since we don't do lab, no, we are sticking on to certain rules here. So after this, what I do, I'll draw a symmetry now. I will draw a line, symmetric line. Then the symmetric line passes through a junction. Symmetry with respect to what? Symmetry with respect to current distribution. You can see this. The symmetric line passes through a junction. So therefore the junction is only a physical junction, not electrical junction. Then it has to be separated. Because again, this branch should not be intercepted, especially this particular branch I'm saying. So I don't know this, how far JEE Advanced will entertain such problems. So it's only a physical. It's a physical junction only. This is a wrong thing. Huh? This is correct. No. What was our question? Our question is to find out further, no? The current I. I need not to bother anything here, no? So just what is I? 10 by 10, 1 ampere. Right, KVL. Go around like this, plus 10, minus 5i, minus 5i. What to do here? So what about here? Any current? Can you say anything about current here? Why not? Why I'm not dividing I1 by 2, I1 by 2? Why I should do it? So here a current will flow here. A current will flow here. This one, this current will flow. So now the current in this branch will be different. That's why I just made it different. Whether this will charge or discharge, how do you can say? For that we should write loop equation. So how many unknowns are there? I1, I2, and I3. So write one loop equation. First you write one loop equation here, then one loop equation like this, then one loop equation, anything. 3 equations are needed. Solve them. You'll get I1, I2, I3. Based on that, if I3 negative, it will be discharging. If I3 positive, it will be charging. And they may ask you whether these cells are charging, discharging. Only the direction of current will tell us. Take help of this one. How many loops are there? 3 loops. Writing 3 equations also you can solve. I suggest you can apply KCL. It will be better. Is asking expression for current. So this current I will be I1. Say now, what is the difficulty you are going to face? You are trying to trace out the current. I2. Then how much of current in this branch? It was I. It should be I only. Then what about this current? This current will be I3. Here, I1 plus I3. So then they should be I2 minus I3. Is it necessary to go for that branch currents? What do you say? If you're going for current distribution, you have to use this particular method. I'll bring the circuit. No. Is it necessity that I should divide? So if you're going for branch current method, you must have this idea. Like this, you should branch currents. I2, I3. How many unknowns are there? I1, I2, I3. Solve three equations you have to write and you have to solve it. There's a one branch current method. I'll take it out things from here. Polarity can be anything. Let me take polarity upward. It'll be easy for us. No, there's a thing. So this is like a branch current method. After this, what you should do, you should write loop equation. Let me show 10 minus 2I1, 4I1 plus I3 equal to 0. There's a one equation. Then 10 minus 8I2 minus 6I2 minus I3 equals 0. One more loop equation. Plus 5 plus 5. Okay, this plus 5 plus 2I1 minus 8I2 equals 0. Three equations, three unknowns, solving, we'll get this one. There's a branch current method. Any other, or else what you should do, you can go for I1, I2, I3 loop current method, then solve it. Then also you get the answer. One more, we have a nodal analysis. Loop current method, okay, I need not to show all of you. Loop current method need not to show. Okay, now nodal analysis will take it. So even such problems, nodal analysis will help you. In nodal analysis, what is the difficulty you'll get it? How to assign the potentials to various points. How to assign. So now we know this is a 0 potential, I'll define. So here, if you want, you write it 0 volt. Red colors, symbols I'll be using. This is 0 volt. This will be plus 10 volt. What is the potential difference? 5 volt, no? So therefore, if this is 5 plus x, this will be x. Is enough. So where all you see junctions, no, there you assume some potential. And when you are assuming this potential, who will help you? Who will help you when you are giving potentials? Who will help you? The cell. What is the potential difference across this cell? Should be 5. So 5 plus x minus x, 5. What is the potential difference across this? 10. So 10 minus 0. So you can ask questions. Why you're not writing 10 plus x, x? I think it's always better to have 0 potential. No? Will be on easier. It'll be much easier. Now apply KCL. Current entering a junction. So there's a point A, point B. At point A. Sir, in what actions current will flow? Tell me like what is the advantage of nodal analysis? Algebraics, no need of direction, no? No need of direction, but here current I is entering. So therefore I plus, how to write this? Current entering junction should be equal to current leaving junction. So current entering a junction, I This should be equal to 10 minus 5 plus x by 2. Look at this. This is the current entering a junction equal to current leaving junction. Or else what you should do, I plus, then it should be like a current leaving will be negative, no? So this should be, what about the current here? Current should be potential difference of this. Solve it, then also same. So I'm just made little bit simple here because this I is there, no, you'll find difficult. That's why I took this one. Here the current I will leave. So current in these two branches will enter junction B, and I will leave junction B. So at point B, those which are entering positive. So 5 plus x minus 0 by 4. How many unknowns are there? X and I, 2 equations, 2 unknown. See, nothing here. 3 equations, 3 unknown, 2 equations, 2 unknown. There's no other way. What is the biggest problem is that positive, negative, polarities, taking care all here, mess up. You should be very careful about giving polarities, everything this one. Even I think I forgot. If any one sign gone, you'll be in big trouble. Here you should be a little bit careful about KCL. So nodal analysis is nothing but it's KCL only. Anybody answer?
9, sir.
Only 9 ampere. Huh?
I is equal to 2.25, sir.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Check answer. Huh?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Yeah. Let's take the next one. We'll speed up. I took 20 numericals are there. We are in the 12th one. Yeah. Read the question. Some infinite ladder with cells I brought it. What is the reading of emitter? The reading of ideal emitter shown in the diagram. I should replace all this with an equivalent cell. What is this method will be like this? This is 4R. Remove that emitter time being. Start like this. Like this, so many, you'll get it, no? Some ladder, you'll get it. I'll draw a few so that yeah. Okay, this is the circuit will continue like this till infinity. Now, what we have to do is we have to replace this part of the circuit. I'm going to come with all colors. Just do make observation. This everything what's happened, I'm going to replace with an equivalent cell. So definitely when I replace this yellow color region, I'm going to replace it here. Replace with an equivalence. See, even this R and this 4R, they'll become part, no? It is everything. I'm going to replace this everything with an equivalent cell. So what is the EMF of that cell? Let it be E, which we are that one. And the equivalent resistance, let it be R. We don't know that value. Both EMF and R, we don't know. And for that particular, say for this network, if you had this part or if you admit this part, so it means instead of calculating at AB, if you calculate at CD, what would be your answer? In from ocean, if you take some bucket of water, anything will happen? Amount of water will not change, no? The same thing. So what all you replace this, the equivalent, so there should be the value of AB, that one here. So here we'll use AB terminals here. No? So this AB, this equivalent EMF, I don't know that value. And what is that? That I'll measure EAB. What is EAB? EAB should be E only. Will I agree? And what is RAB should be equal to? That we have to calculate. We don't know RAB. That have to be calculated. So shall I say this everything should be equivalent to one circuit? Time being, I'll write EAB. So this everything now I'm going to replace this with an equivalent circuit. These two, further I'll call that as E dash. Call this as R dash. Is it EAB should be equal to E or E dash should be equal to E? Anybody? You have to put effort here. I don't know value of E dash. Shall we write that equal to EAB only? Okay, I'll do one thing. Time being, I'll remove this so that you can think on this one. First, what is E dash? Shall we take effective of this? I'll proceed like this. I'll help you like this. You know, what is the equivalent EMF? Small e by equivalent resistance. This is a formula. What is E dash? Shall I write? E dash should be equal to E dash. Shall we write equal to E? Equal to capital E. That is what, no? The ladder in the front. So this, what you see, the idea is what you calculate the quantity here or here, it will be same. So therefore now this E dash, this is not calculated. This you have to think. Now from thinking what you get, how what to think, as it is infinite ladder. Getting this one, this what students will get in trouble. Okay, now put it, this will be E equal to so E by R get cancels. So therefore, what do we get? E equal to this much. So what we have replaced now, finally, shall I say this is also equal to EAB? Okay, there's a thing. So how to calculate equivalent resistance? equivalent resistance should be R dash plus 4R. And what is R dash? R dash first we'll calculate what is R dash. R dash should be equal to small r, small r plus capital R. This is R dash. Grouping of cells we are using. I think I'll do one thing. Again, they're asking, sir, like on what basis? So this everything we are using grouping of cells and I'm replacing with a. So definitely shall I write R dash equal to this much? R dash equal to, what is the total resistance R? That R should be equal to R dash plus 4R. Anybody value?
2R into 1 plus root 2.
2R into, no. What shall I do? Okay, finally I got it. What is the question? Now I'm going to connect this one. So what I should connect? So for this ammeter, this everything I should replace with an equivalent. So now I'll bring an ammeter. What is the circuit? The circuit, everything should be replaced with a cell and this R. This will be the reading of ammeter. Symbols, I just picked up symbols that may confuse you. Same like what we did for resistor, no? The same thing what we applied for cell here. Or here 4R should come, anybody? Shall I bring 4R here or 4R should not be there?
Not be this.
So I have considered here, no? Let's take this one, yeah. You see some typical ways asking. Galvanometer of coil resistance 1 ohm is converted into voltmeter by using resistance 5 ohm. So what is the effective resistance of voltmeter will be? RV should be equal to galvanometer plus 1 ohm. So this will be 5 plus 1. 6 ohm is the resistance of voltmeter. Then ammeter will be GS by G plus S. 5 into 1 by 5 plus 1. Coil resistance 1 ohm. Coil resistance is 1 ohm. It's converted into voltmeter using resistance of 5 ohm. 1 plus 5. So this will be 1 by 2 ohm. So where all ammeter is there, I should replace 1 by 2 ohm. And that with 6 ohm, then I should carry on the problem. Okay, this circuit will be one by 2 ohm, and this will be 6 ohm. So this 6 ohm, this will become 1 ohm. Okay, and this wire is like this. Huh? This will be 3 ohm. It will become 3 ohm and 12 ohm. this will be 15 ohm, and this 15 ohm, and this 15 ohm. Okay, I think all these three will become parallel with the 0.5. I'll draw the equivalent circuit. Just making some observation. No, this is 0.5 ohm. Look at that, the circuit will appear like this. 15 ohm, 15 ohm, 15 ohm. So this will be 6, 6, this will be 3, 3 plus 12, 15. This here 15 is there. And you are going to connect that like this, no? And this point you're going to connect 15, and you see that it will come like this. So all they will appear parallel. So these 2 points are common, no? This one, and this one. So I think everything the discussion should be A, B. So this is A, this is B. You look at all these resistors, what happen? They're connected across AB only. So this A is there. So you can see now this is A. This is B. This will become 5 ohm. 5 ohm. So what is the reading? Find the ratio of reading of voltmeter and ammeter. Is asking the ratio of that one. Okay, let the EMF be. So the current here, let it be I. So 15, 15, 15, 5 ohm. I is equal to E by 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 10 ohm, no? E by 10. Correct, no? So this will be 5, 5, 5, 10. Yeah, I will be by 10. Now this particular current I will branch, no? Okay, this is the thing here. Will become how much? I by 3. And here is what voltmeter. This I by 3 here, which is flowing, will branch out. So the reading of voltmeter is this one. We are interested in that IV. So what is IV? IV should be equal to I by 3 resistance of other branch by sum of resistance. I think it should be half of it, no? Directly what is IV? IV should be equal to I by 6. I is equal to E by 10, E by 60. Anybody answer?
1.
Okay, the ratio of that one, no? Again, the reading of voltmeter will be IV into 6 will be E by 10. He's asking reading of voltmeter V by I. Some problems to trouble you, nothing. So directly you could have the same galvanometer. Again, here the galvanometer resistance like this you have to plot. So in this way, what happened? You should these formulas: resistance of voltmeter, galvanometer resistance plus resistance connected in series, resistance of ammeter. You wanted to test student first this one. If you don't know this, I think gone, no? We can't do this problem. Huh? Just stick on to the basic conditions. This is a very, very simple problem. Current I will flow it. So the meters are ideal, no? So there won't be branching of current like previous problem. So the current I will flow like this. So first equation, 60 volt. That 60 volt should be equal to I into R2 plus R1 plus R2 or R2 plus R1. Similarly, 90 volt should be equal to I into R3 plus R2. We know value of I. And what is I? I should be equal to 120. Then you can find out all the values. R1 plus R2 one equation, R3 plus R2 one equation, R1 plus R2 plus R3. So we'll get all the resistances. I is how much? 1.5. No? So here R1 plus R2 is 120. R3 plus R2 is 180. R1 plus R2 plus R3 is 240. R2 plus R3 is 180. Substituting this. Then you calculate other things.
R260 or
220 1 plus R2 plus R3.
Which one?
1 plus R2 plus R3 220. Internal resistance is also there.
Oh, internal resistance. Internal resistance of a battery is 20 ohm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. $220 will come then. Then 220. 40.
Yes.
Yeah. R2 will be 80. R3 will be 100. All these are very popular problems. Huh? Just you see that one. Current LCT is we can't make a guess that it will come because it's just a circuit. No, I can just bring any one combination. So I think finally for student, what matters like solving different problems and recollecting that all standard ideas, KCL, KVL, because there is no any hard and fast tool. Huh? So like why you didn't, how you wrote KVL. See, the laws are fundamental. They are applicable in any circuit, KCL, KVL, Ohm's law. But you should not stick on to this one. I'll assume loop current. See, this is what I don't know. Some of you like 3 loops are there. Okay, I1, I2, I3. I think gone no here. You're in big trouble. That is what like you should be very alert in getting the methods properly. Loop analysis, and you should not do even branch method also. It's a very good logical question. It all the way how you revise and recollect things. The question is based on that one. First, what is a question belongs to? I think the moment you see word jockey, so what should flash for you? Either it should be meter bridge or potentiometer. Null point something it will come. No deflection. So no deflection means either it should be Wheatstone bridge, meter bridge, Wheatstone network, meter bridge or potentiometer. There's a general idea of what we know it. So there's a left gap. This is similar to like a left gap. There's a right gap. And instead of potentiometer wire, what happened? We have this one. It can be solved within 3 minutes. You should not say you recollect one thing, like if you have a conductor, can you remember this? What is the resistance of this conductor? Rho L by pi AB. If you know this formula, it's over. You can manage. That's all, no? Pi AB. Now, what is the ratio of these two arms? the whole circuit will go like this. There's a galvanometer. This part you're going to replace. At least now call this resistance RA, RX, RY you call it, or R1, R2, better. This resistance is 5 ohm, this 10 ohm. This is a galvanometer. Is asking this length X, this will be L minus X. What is the resistance R1? So this, as usual, so will the radius of this, let it be A. This is B. Somewhere in between, this is R. Can we make it? Okay, now what is R1? Rho X by pi AR. Smaller, I think, not internal resistance, smaller should be, or we'll take it Y. Okay, what is R2? R2 should be rho L minus X pi Y into, this is B. So according to the, for the no deflection, the galvanometer, for no deflection, in galvanometer, 5 by 10 should be equal to R1 by R2. P by Q equal to R by S. Rho 1 will be rho X pi AY, rho L minus X pi YB. X is the only one unknown thing. Solving for that will get the required answer. You should not do integration. I don't know what will happen. What is the problem? You feel like thinking ability is something very important in advance. I still bet you, if you, what all teacher taught and what all you have put effort till date, if you are able to remember, not something, say, I'm not asking you to remember question, step, answer, the ideas, the end formula. There's a standard formula you must remember. This has come like a question for you, but I didn't brought a question. I just derived like a theoretical. So what is the resistance of standard shapes? What are standard shapes? Cylinder. There's a tapered rod. This is called like a tapered rod. What are the names for this? Tapered rod or truncated cone. Then thick shell, thick cylindrical shell. These are some standard structures are there. If you remember, I think a little bit in exams, if you don't know this formula, I don't think so you can work out. Anybody knows formula, you will have an advantage, you will get this one. Those who don't have formula, they will derive, then they'll come to this. So definitely there's a hedge, no? So memory will help you to score better marks. That's what my conclusion. At least what I suggest is like the standard conclusions one has to revise on Saturday morning. Don't solve any problem. Recollect all, at least such ideas. Any questions comes, see, in exam, anybody will solve if time is there. How you save time? By knowing this. This is what happens in mains advance. Anybody answer? X? 2 meter, yeah. I just picked the problem. I wanted to deeply analyze the situation. Even for me also, I should remember that formula. Otherwise, what when I should derive? Okay, solve this. Now he's asking that find the value of current I in ampere. This I should be determined. Here also some correction is there. So what is the first approach? Loop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shall we assume 8 loop currents? Or anyway, these two are parallel. We can replace, no doubt. Okay, only six loops are there. These two are parallel. We can do, but you can't say these two are parallel. Huh? No way that one. So 1, 2, 3. So again, can you make these two parallel? Yes, it can be, no. There's a common. Okay, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 loops, 5 loop equation. You'll be in a big trouble. Huh? No professor wanted to test your mathematical skills in physics. What is it? That loop method is all. Shall we go for branch current? Shall we assume current I1, I2, then I3? I think it'll take 1 hour. Huh? So loop current is available, not possible. Branch current not possible. Then grouping of cells. There's a cell. Okay, these two. There's a one cell. Effective what happen? This will be one cell. There's a one cell. These two again effective one cell. Okay, to some extent you can solve grouping of cells, but every time not advisable grouping of cells. Okay, there's a third approach. Fine. Okay, now loop current method, branch current method, grouping of cells. 3 standard ideas what we know. All 3 are lengthy. Nodal analysis, you can do this in very simple way. Within 2-3 steps you'll get answer. But so many things are there. Okay, try to think now. So whose help you should take directly come for this particular thing. 20 volt is there. We have 10 volt. Again, we have 20. So how to write? We have to define for nodal analysis, what is the biggest problem? We should define the potential at various junctions. How many junctions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. There's also junction 6, 7, 8. Or at all, we should define the potential of this edge and this edge. As there's a uniform wire, the potential should be same. Conductor is in equipotential. So shall I begin like this? There's a potential at this point plus 10 volt. I'll take help of a cell. Then everywhere potential should be same. If this is minus 10, shall I write? I'll remove V because writing again. No. There's a minus 10. What can be potential? Potential difference should be 4, no? So shall we write minus 6, this one? Minus 6 minus of minus 10 will be plus 4. This should be minus 6. This should be minus 6. And this is plus 10. This should be 0. This should be minus 10. Minus 10. No, this should be plus 10. And we don't know this. I'll call X. I think I really. But what about here? How to define this one? So here 10 you wrote. If you want, you write minus 10 here. But anyway, not needed. Okay, this will be minus 6 is there. Okay, keep it here. So I'll focus on this particular junction. Current here, from here, current in these two branches will enter and it will leave, let's assume. So current entering a junction should be equal to leaving junction. So 10 minus x by 4, 10 minus x by 4 should be equal to x minus of minus 6 by 2. At x, 10 minus x by 4. No. Anybody value x? 2. Okay, once you know x, then you can calculate current. Right? How much?
2, sir, current
2
also.
only, 2 only. Yeah, 10 minus 2 by 4. No other way, no. For us, you only see, so nodal analysis will really help us a lot. Especially the circuit is very big, no. The nodal analysis is only alternative. I think what you have to do is like, sir, how do you come to know current entering or leaving? There's another question what you can ask. So what is the here current entering, leaving? I took it, but at some places we don't know current entering or leaving. To be frank, here he has shown direction of I. Okay, we thought it. So in that case, so what should be your thinking? Your thinking should be algebraic sum of currents at a junction should be 0. So x plus x minus of minus 6 by 2. X minus 10 by 4. I think this is what I suggested you. Can you remember? We don't know current where algebraic from junction you write it. This is not advisable. Please do follow teacher instruction to make you understand, since I brought it, but this is the general thinking. I think this is advisable. So, sir, how do you come? How you can say current year entering, current may flow? So that's a very good question. What you can. So therefore, what I suggest at this particular at a junction, you write it x minus of minus 6 by 2, x minus 10 by 4, x minus 10 by 4. We don't know where current entering or leaving. Solve it. The potential at x you will get from potential of x. You can say where current is entering or leaving. This is advisable. Huh? This is only when you are very sure, but this is the universal, any circuit. Okay, let me just take few problems on potentiometer. When more than one cell is there, I think we discussed in class. So shall we replace these two with an equivalent cell? And we have to get into the potentiometer concept. I'll replace these two by one equivalent cell. Better to remove. This is what? L1. Can we grouping of cells concept? So from that, E equivalent will be 100 by 72. So that is what E volt. Anybody value E?
2960 by 63.
2960 by 63. That is E. I'll do one thing. This is E. We'll get it. So what is R? R will be parallel of this, so 1 by 72 plus 1 by 38. Then I should go for the L1. So what is L1? L1 should be, I think the value
Sir,
of
my
R doesn't,
value is wrong, sir.
your value is wrong. Okay, I'll just leave it. I'll just say the idea. It'll be this much. So then again, it's a pure potentiometer problem. It's a null point is telling current through galvanometer is 0. Then potential of these 2 points, I think we used to take a symbol like this. Vxy should be equal to Vac. No current flows. So then Va, V small a, Vc should be equal to Vy. So therefore Vac should be equal to Vxy. As a no current flow. So what is the basic method? Vx minus E minus say some I dash R. What is I dash? I dash is 0. So therefore Vxy is becoming, if any current flows, write Vxy equal to Vac. See, if any current flows through this, in that case, what will happen? Vxy will be equal to Vac altogether. Oh, sorry, Vxy, if a current flows, if I connect any one resistor and the current to galvanometer is 0, then in that case, Vxy equal to Vac, you write it. If current to the cell is 0, Vxy will become equal to V. If current to the cell is non-zero, then you write terminal potential. The terminal voltage will become equal to Vac. When Vxy equal to Vac, current through galvanometer is 0. Just that small idea, if you can understand, potentiometer, no need to revise, I feel. Vac equal to Vxy. So what is Vac? I into resistance, like I into lambda L1 is equal to Vxy should be equal to E. What is I total? This should be 100 by R1 plus capital R plus small r. Lambda also defined. Lambda is resistance per unit length, 800 by 100 centimeter. Especially potentiometer questions you can manage very easily in exams. Please do put effort, and once you learn it, I think you can do better. VA equal to Vx, Vc equal to Vy. Check once. I don't have value.
80, sir.
80. L1 will be 80 centimeter. Let's take the next one. To get the internal resistance of a cell. Already we have discussed. Once again, just I'm putting when the key K is open. Okay, this is there's a very good question. I brought it. All who are finding difficult, you have one opportunity to learn. Keep it here. So now this is the potentials. X sin Y. Current through galvanometer is 0. So there's a point, say P1. As the current through galvanometer is 0, a current I will flow. No current flows through the cell also. So therefore, VA equal to Vx, VP1 is equal to Vy. So VAP1 equal to Vxy. And what is Vx? You can write like this: E minus, say some I dash R minus Vy equal to 0. As I dash is 0, so VAP1, what you can write, I lambda AP1, okay, this is, I think, well, right, length L1. I lambda L1 is equal to E1. No, after this, I'm going to close the switch. After closing the switch, this particular point, the balance will shift somewhere. So no current flows through galvanometer now also. Okay, now come to the points. Again, these are called XY. Now there'll be current, I dash. Please do, after this, I think you should not revise anything galvanometer, anything potentiometer. Okay, got this. So this is the I dash. Okay, we got this one. So here a current I will flow as usual. Those who have not understood, what is your method, shall I tell you? Just by formula, you won't answer. You don't want to really put branch currents, everything, think potentials. That's why you find very difficult. You look at problem 100 times, you'll be there only. Now, again, VAP2, no current through galvanometer. So VA equal to Vx, VP2 equal to Vy. This X dash, that one, again, I'll give some other symbol, X dash, Y dash. No, VAP2 should be equal to Vx dash, Y dash. VAP2 is I lambda L2. What is Vx dash, Y dash? We don't know, we have to calculate. I'll write loop equation. What is asking? To calculate the internal resistance of a cell. That was the thing, no? So how to calculate that Vx y dash? So Vx dash minus E1 minus I dash R minus Vy dash 0. What is I dash? I dash should be E1 by, I'll call this is capital R. E1 by R plus R, here only this loop. Okay, this value you substitute here, E1 by R plus R by R. E1 you're going to bring outside. So this will be R by, if you know directly, you can dividing these two. We know L1 and L2, we'll get the required answer. So what is your potentiometer? No concept, nothing. Only thing is current through galvanometer 0. If any resistor is there, a current will flow. If there is no resistor, no current will not flow. I think able to get this. If any resistor is there, there'll be a flow of current here. If there is no resistor, you can see that one. Key is open, no current will flow. Whenever we are using this potentiometer, current through galvanometer will be 0, so no current will flow. And always this Vxy. Now Vxy will read what? EMF of a cell. Now what is Vx dash y dash? It's a terminal voltage. When you bring resistor, it will read terminal voltage. when key is open, if there's no resistor, it will be applied EMF. I suggest you not to read anything potentiometer. Only 4 or 5 problems I discussed already. That one directly revise, half an hour finish, or come goodbye to this. I think time is over. Huh? We'll end up the class here. Huh? High dash R. Okay, I'll correct it. I'll correct it and send it. Huh? Somebody is telling I dash R. What is that? Plus it will be. Huh? Yeah. Okay.
Sir,
Ah.
once can you open non-linear conductor sum, sir?
Fine. Yeah, thank you. Non-linear conductor. Huh? Where it is? Okay, yeah.
Sir, if I solve, I am getting 1 and 9, sir. 2 values.
Okay, 9 ampere, how it is possible? Quadratic equation you're getting, huh?
Yes, sir.
9 you should not take. Huh? Because if you put 9, okay, you do one thing, just use some common sense. Huh? If you put 9, what is the V will be? 3 volt. What is the applied EMF?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you all of you. Take care, bye, see you.